Hey everybody, welcome to etrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the Swagman XC2 Bike Platform Rack here on our 2019 GMC Acadia. Now this can be a great economical option to get you on the road with your bikes. Now I'm a pretty big fan of the XC2 and how easy it is to get a hood. Lightweight, easy to put on, and very easy to store. Now it is going to give you pretty good coverage on your bike too. Not going to be too worried about this guy popping off. These ratcheting arm systems do work even for in its price value. Has been on the market for a long reason, and there's a reason people keep coming back to it. It is going to get the job done for yourself. A couple things with it too. It is a pretty versatile system. These tire holds at the bottom here, I should say the cradles, are adjustable with just a quick little turn of the knob. You can see I can get full rotation there on that sliding tray there. Makes it very, very versatile for a host of different bikes, whether it be shorter or longer. Not going to have a hard time at all getting your bike up on here. Now with a 35-pound capacity, we're going to have a good time getting most of our standard and mountain bikes on this guy. And one thing to take note as well, we do have frame contact here in the middle with our holding system. So if you're looking away of getting those carbon frame bikes to the Trailhead with you, unfortunately not going to be a great option, as we do have frame contact, and that will end up eventually warping and deteriorating those carbon frames. Now sometimes you get a little bit of issue with frame mounts with women bikes, step-through bikes, and kiddos bikes, but I think the XC2 kind of eliminates that problem. On the bottom here you can see just how low that ratchet arm system can get and just how high. So no matter where that horizontal frame is on your bike, this guy should have a great time clamping right down and make sure it's nice and stable for ourselves. Well, the ratcheting arm system isn't too much to it. It's really easy to take this bike off, and to do so, just want to make sure I have a good handle on my bike. Don't want that tilting to my vehicle or myself, causing any kind of damage. Now, before I do take the bike off, though, there's one thing I wanted to point out. I would like to point out that Acadia's exhaust system does sit a little bit close here to our wheels. Now, it is still below it, so I'm thinking most of that still should be blowing out and not causing too much issue. Just keep in mind, you know, if you do have any kind of very sensitive tires, very sensitive rims, could be something to watch out for. I just check it on your trips, especially if you have maybe a little bit of a thinner wheel that's hanging down even a little bit lower. But we should be doing okay. Definitely would just watch it. And if you are very concerned about it, maybe the Swagman Chinook could be a great option. You do get a nice coverage on that cradle, and therefore our wheels won't be as exposed to the heat. However, take this bike off, just to make sure I have that good hand on it. We're going to come right here to that ratcheting arm system and just pressing in on that gray lever to release it. I like taking the arms off all the way and just hanging them there. Just makes this dismount 10 times easier. And as you can see, I can just come right here, grab my bike, and we are ready to ride. So very, very easy to use, extremely easy to walk up to. Just walk right up, grab your arm, and start clamping it down. Becomes very easy to make sure that we are nice and secure. Now, unfortunately, in the XC2, we don't have a tilt-away capability, so when our bikes are on there, we are kind of limited on how we get into our hatch. And when it is gone, though, we do have a way of quickly dropping this mast down. Right here in the middle is just going to be a little pin system. We're just going to pull that straight out like so. That safety cable going to be nice there to just let it hang. I'm going to just go ahead and replace it like so. And now you can see I can come right here, pop open the back of the GMC, and it can quickly swing out. Now I can get those coolers, bike helmets, anything I might need. If you do have this on the back of your vehicle too, then any kind of groceries or a gas stop can be a quick way of accessing the back of your hatch, which is always great to see. It doesn't take too much time at all to actually put that pin in and out. We'll just go ahead and bring this guy back up in its standing position for now. Once you find that pin, it perfectly aligns itself for us. Now, a big dimension to keep in mind, though, is our clearance to the ground. We do have a pretty nice rise in our shank, so I don't think we're going to be too worried here. But from the top of the ground to the very bottom of our carrier here is putting us at 19 3/8 inches there to the end of our cradle system. So don't think we're going to be too worried about that height. You know, just keep in mind, as those front wheels go up, the back will go down, and so will our hitch mounted accessories. So it's definitely something to be conscious of. Even very steep terrain, we're doing a little off-roading in the Acadia, but again, I don't think we're going to have too many issues with that guy at all. But another great important dimension to keep in mind is the length we're adding to our vehicle. Definitely going to be somewhat to a medium to large vehicle here today. So we want to go ahead and see exactly what we're working with. Looks like our arm system is going to be our furthest point here. And right here to the end is putting us right at 19 inches there from the rear of our vehicle. Now, again, we don't have a way of actually shortening that down, but we do have a way of kind of collapsing our arms in. So what we can do with that is we can come right here to these pins, bring them up into position, and hang them to the side. So looks like my arm's right where I want to put it. So there we go, getting that out of the way. And that pin just slides right in place. So you can see, kind of shortens down a lot of that side. Going to be very helpful for like your turning radius. Not going to be worried about that back. And all we have to do, pull that pin straight out and reinsert it like so. Can be easy to get down to its level and see exactly where those holes are aligned. Now in this position, you're going to have a little bit of play. Now it's not going to be anything I think we're going to be feeling too much, as it doesn't really rack the rack on the back of our vehicle. So while we're driving, should be a pretty smooth ride for ourselves. Now I don't see us always having it in this position, probably only when we need to get in those tight parking places and just need a little bit more maneuverability. So like that, I can shorten that down. Unfortunately, it doesn't really save us any length, but it is nice to get those sides in. Moving our way on the inside here though, you will see that we have an 1.25 inch shank on here. However, we do have a 2-inch sleeve converter that's allowing us to utilize our 2-inch hitch today. And on the inside as well, we do have a threaded anti-rattle bolt. And those guys are pretty standard across the industry, but you love to see them. As you can see, as I shake this guy, it's shaking the entire vehicle. That means we're taking a lot of that play out, making for a nice smooth ride for ourselves, our bike rack, and especially our bikes. Now, unfortunately, it does bring me to my one kind of caveat with this guy, my one big dislike: no great security measures of keeping both our bikes to our rack or our rack to our vehicle. So unfortunately, if we did want those security options, we would have to purchase them separately from etrailer.com. However, not going to be increasing that price point too much, luckily for us, as I think the Swagman sits comfortably at where it's at. Well, it's definitely going to get you there. I think this can be a great option if you're just starting to get into cycling and just want a way of getting your bikes to the trailhead. One awesome feature with it too is how lightweight it is. And I actually really like this kind of formation, or losing the words for it, but like the configuration that it's actually in right now, because it makes it very, very easy to pull this guy off. You can even take that shank out and store it somewhere, like even like a closet. So it's great for like apartment dwelling, host of different ways of getting this guy not taking up too much space. Well, I think that about does it for our look at the Swagman XC2 here on our 2019 GMC Acadia. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.
This is our test course. Let's start with the slalom. This shows side-to-side action, such as turning corners or evasive maneuvering. Then, onto our alternating speed bumps. This shows twisting action, such as hitting curbs, potholes, road debris, or even uneven pavement. Last of all, the solid speed bumps. This shows up and down action, such as driving through a parking lot or parking garage, or driving in and out of a driveway.